Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Living with Simply Mercy B. Today I have a very good recipe for you, and it's a pistachio pound cake. This is a delicious and flavorful variation of just a traditional pound cake. You're going to absolutely love the nutty taste of the pistachios. Look at that batter. Let's go ahead and get into the ingredients. This is my inspiration for this cake. This pistachio syrup. I think it'll be a nice twist to our pound cake. We also going to use some butter. I have some half and half pistachio pudding mix, cream cheese, and this is for our icing. We have some farm fresh eggs, salt, baking powder, along with some cake flour, and some pistachios. Okay, first things first. You know when you're making a pound cake, you have to go ahead and get that butter in there and get it well blended together, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and let my butter, I'm going to let it whip, whip, and whip, and then I'm going to add me 3 cups of sugar, and we're going to let that mix for about 8 minutes because we want that nice and fluffy. As you can see, I'm getting my last cup of sugar into the bowl, and we're going to let this continuously mix. And you will see the transformation as the process continues. I also like to stop and scrape my bowl down because there's nothing more disappointing than when you're finished and you have a clump of butter at the bottom. That means everything was not incorporated properly. So take the time and scrape your bowl down and continue mixing. So while my butter and my sugar is mixing well together, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to properly measure off your flour. And I'm using cake flour. You want to scoop your flour using a spoon into your measuring cup and level it off. And I'm using just a butter knife to level it off. That way your cake will always turn out beautifully. To the cake flour, I'm going to add some salt and baking powder. And I'm just going to take those and whisk those together. Now you can sift them if you like, but this has always worked for me, so I just use a whisk. Yes, our sugar and our butter is still mixing. So I'm going to go ahead and crack my eggs. And today I am using farm fresh eggs. And typically when you're making a pound cake, you want 5 to 6 eggs. Well, today I'm using about 8 because some of the eggs are small. But anytime I have the opportunity to get some fresh eggs, you better believe I am going to make me a pound cake. Hence, the pistachio pound cake. Guys, the yolks on these eggs are so rich looking. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at our butter and our sugar. This is what we're looking for. Go ahead and scrape that bowl down. Take a look at that. That's the consistency you're looking for. Now we're ready to add our eggs. We're going to take our eggs and we're going to mix in 1 egg at a time. And we're just going to pour them in and let one go in at a time. You see the richness of those farm fresh eggs? They are absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. So we're just going to continue adding our eggs until we get those well incorporated. Guys, take a look at that batter. Those farm fresh eggs are the best. I absolutely love it. Absolutely gorgeous. We're going to go ahead and stop our mixer. We're going to get it with a good scrape down. We're going to make sure everything is well incorporated before we move to the next step. Now I'm going to prepare my liquids. I'm going to take my half and half and I'm going to add it to a bowl. I'm going to add my pistachio pudding to my milk and give it a whisk. Yes, it's going to thicken up on you, but just trust the process. Next, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of pistachio syrup to the pudding mix, followed by my homemade vanilla extract. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I made my own homemade vanilla extract, and I did that process back in January of this year. So I'm going to leave those videos down in the description box. So if you're interested in making you some homemade vanilla extract, then you can follow those videos and see my process. Okay, we have it all ready, and now we're going to alternate our pudding mix and our flour, starting with flour, ending with flour. Okay guys, trust the process on this one. We're going to start by adding 2 large spoons of the flour mixture to the mixing bowl and get everything well incorporated. Then we're going to add 1 spoon of the pudding mixture and get it all mixed in. We're going to start with flour and we're going to end with flour. And guys, this is such a beautiful transformation. And this cake batter is so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to continue on until I have used up all my product. And when we come back, I'm going to show you the next step. We are halfway through mixing our flour and our pudding. So now I'm just going to stop and scrape everything down to make sure everything is getting well incorporated. We have just put the last little bit of flour into our cake batter and we are on the home stretch. Take a look at that batter. Absolutely beautiful. Guys, didn't I tell you the transformation was going to be awesome? Look at that. Silky smooth. I have already greased and floured my Bun Pan, and I just used some Crisco, or you can use any type of solid shortening to grease your Bun Pan. And make sure you get that little tube in the center, and you're going to dust it with some flour. And I like using this technique because I almost always get a clean release. Using those baking sprays sometimes is a hit or miss. As you can see, this cake yields a lot of batter, and I'm afraid that my Bun Pan might be a little bit too small. But that's okay, we're going to go on with it. Now you just want to evenly pour your cake batter into your Bun Pan. Make sure you have set your oven to 325 degrees. Now I'm going to give it a jiggle and a tap on the bottom so we can make sure everything is evenly distributed in our pan. Place it into your 325 degrees oven, and we're going to bake this for 80 minutes or an hour 20 minutes. And I like to start checking my cakes at the hour and 10-minute mark. Guys, take a look at our beautiful cake, golden brown, and we got a little bit of an overhang there simply because our Bun Pan was too small for all that batter. But that's okay. That crust, that's the best part. I allowed my cake to cool for about 5 minutes. I try not to leave mine in the pan longer than 5 minutes because I want to ensure that I get a clean release. So fingers crossed and let's flip. Wow, that clean release every time. Look at that crust. That's going to be some good eating right there. You see that little finger? My granddaughter. She loved helping grandma cook. I wanted an icing or a glaze for this cake. So I'm going to make a simple cream cheese icing. I'm going to be using some cream cheese, some butter, icing sugar, and we're going to get all that mixed and incorporated together. Now you could use your hand mixer to get this all mixed up, but this cake is for Sunday dinner. And I wanted to go ahead and get everything together so I can sit down and enjoy my family. Then you're going to see me go ahead and add some of that pistachio syrup. We are just elevating flavors. And since we have this pistachio syrup, why not? It's a pistachio pound cake. But don't worry, I'm going to put the ingredients that I use along with the measurements on the screen, so you won't miss anything. So guys, now I am just going to icing up my cake. And I am so happy that I was able to share this recipe with you all, because I had a house full. My family was over and it was Sunday dinner, and you would probably see some little feet in my video, but I absolutely love being a grandmother. So we're going to go ahead and get this cake iced up. And I'm going to top it off with some roasted pistachios. Just another added flavor to this beautiful pistachio pound cake. Take a look at that. That crust is the best. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut into this cake so you guys can see this beautiful, beautiful texture. Take a look at that beautiful pound cake. It is super moist. And look at that green hue. No food coloring, just a pistachio. So beautiful. I cannot wait to taste it. Crumb check. Look at there. Moist. You see how that fork is bouncing off of that cake? Guys, when I tell you this cake is rich, buttery, and nutty, and the tender crumb, just amazing. Guys, I certainly hope you have enjoyed this video on my version of a pistachio pound cake. That crust on the bottom of that cake is absolutely to die for. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave me some comments, and I'm going to see you right back here on Everyday Living with Simply Mercy B.